Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again. So today's video we're going to be talking about the repo structure of the big application in the FastAPI. So a few weeks ago I uploaded a couple of videos about the FastAPI. We discussed about some of your topic. In this video actually we're going to be looking at the application level, like how we can create the boilerplate of the FastAPI. Also we're going to be looking at some more things. We're going to be exploring, like we're going to be creating an application, and then into that application we're going to be looking all those things. So we're going to be getting started with a step-by-step, like we're going to create the login, authentication, routes. We're going to check the securities, middlewares, routes, like multiple files structure, and the handling the routes in the multiple files, and all those things we're going to be looking at. Okay, so since while we just explored about the like request body or the path params or the query params and all those things, but now we're going to be exploring more. So let's get started. Let's look into this. Let's go into the code base. I'm just creating the code base like from the scratch, so so everyone can understand, like whoever is new on the video. Okay, so let's get started. Let's look into this one. So if you see my screen over here, so right now I have nothing. So if I do, so I'm just going to be creating new env first, because without env, if you try to install the like dependency like into the application or code base, so it's just going to be getting all those dependency which you have used for other application as well. So make sure whenever you are working on any application in the Python, any framework of the Python, so make sure you create your virtual environment and then you install your dependency. So it's going to be easy to you bind up all this dependency in a single file, and then you can use it later, which is called requirement.txt. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm just going to be creating like Python 3 -m env. Okay, my env. So this is going to create the virtual environment for me. Now I have to activate. So I'm using the MacBook, so I need to use this source my env/bin/activate. But if you are using Windows or something, so you don't have to do that. You just need to go into the virtual environment, and then you have to go into the script. There would be like my env/script/activate.bat. So you have to enter on that, and then it's going to be activated. Over here it's just going to be hitting enter, and it's going to be activated. And if you have to deactivate it, you just need to type the deactivate, and it's going to be deactivated. Okay, so just activate it. Now I'm going to be creating a folder which gonna be my source folder for this repository. So let's say my Python app. Okay, so my folder has been created. Just go my Python app. Okay, so I'm inside my folder of cd my Python. Okay, so I'm inside my folder which is my Python app, and now I'm going to be creating one more file over here which is going to be main.py. So let's go over here into my code base and then open that folder over. So this is in VS Code. Okay, so I am into my code base now. Okay, and now just create one file over here. So just going to creating main.py. Okay, now I have to import the FastAPI. So before importing that one, you just have to install it. So just do pip install FastAPI. So it's going to be start installing the FastAPI into that virtual environment. Okay, and now you have to just import it from FastAPI, import FastAPI. Okay, now I hope it's correct. I'm not sure. Okay, now app equals to FastAPI like this, and your app is running. App gonna be start running. Okay, now we're gonna be creating one default route, app.get /. Okay, so just get the status. So we're gonna be creating like health check over here like this, return. Okay, so just we're gonna be putting like a status equals to okay. Okay, so this is gonna be my health check route, and let me just start the server over here. So over here also I have to activate my env. So env/bin/activate. Okay, so my env has been activated. Now I have to go inside app and FastAPI dev main.py. Let's see it works or not. So it says like pip install FastAPI standard, but I'm just gonna be doing pip install FastAPI. Let's see. Okay, so it's saying like runtime error, pip install FastAPI standard, please install this one. It is asking to install this one FastAPI command. So let's just do this. Okay, so it's installing now. Now let's run that command again. So my main.py has been started. Now let's go to the browser and look at what it says about the bigger application. Okay, so bigger application, multiple files. So it shows over here the folder structure, like how it's gonna be. So app, and inside the app you're gonna be having init.py init.py, main.py, and the dependency.py, and the router and the internal. Okay, so the internal, like, you can count as a services or something, but I'm hoping like the router is good. So you can just create one app folder. Inside that you're going to be having router and the internal files, and there are multiple init.py, so I'm going to be discussing about that one as well, why we use init.py over here. So we have the main.py, so we're going to be keeping it in the source folder over here. We're not going to be digging into that one, so but we can create the folders over here, like source inside that I'm going to be creating another folder like routes, okay, and one more folder over here called services, okay, and inside the route I'm just going to be creating first folder init.py, and then I'm going to be creating a folder like user.py. okay, so here we're going to be having all the users routes like login, register, and the me API, like user API, where we're going to be getting the user details, like whenever you get authenticated. So every time you need to user details on the application on the front end side, so you have to call one API with value which validates token, and then you get your user details. Okay, so that's 3 API we're going to be having. Or also in the future we can create the reset password, forgot password, and all those things. Okay, so user.py, and another we're going to be creating over here, like we can create another feature into that, like to-do.py. I can get to to-do.py. This is good. Okay, and in the user.py, so from FastAPI import API router. Okay, API router. Okay, so we have to create the API router. Same into the to-do as well. Just copy this from here and paste it over here, and user.py. So router equals to API router. Okay, we can have the prefix as well. Prefix. So prefix equals to /v1. We can have it over here, or we can have it later as well. So it's up to us. So prefix we can put like this. So if you want to keep it like user/login, something like that, so we can just do like I'm going to be keeping like auth. So this is going to be auth routes, and I'm just going to be creating that @router.post, and this is going to be my register route. So register, and over here, so just def register, and that I'm going to be having the body. So I have to get the best model as well for the body, like the type initialization also have to done, and return like dictionary. Just return the dictionary over here. Message request received. Okay, so this is our register route gonna be same. Just we can just copy paste over here, and then we can create the login. Okay, and same we can copy paste over here at the bottom, and then we can create like this me, so user/me, and then we can create like request receive, and this is gonna be get route, not the post. Okay, and here we're not gonna be getting the body, we're gonna be getting the token. So I'm just gonna be keeping like authorizations, and then annotated. Okay, str comma header. Okay, so your header gonna be coming from the FastAPI over here, header. Okay, and then from identic import annotated. Okay, and the header is gonna be over here, header. Okay, we can try it out. Okay, so your authorization, this is key gonna be extracted from the header, so that's why it's written like this. Okay, and same you can do for the query params like path, query, cookies, all those other which comes in the request. So you can just extract it like this. Everything, every detail is given into the FastAPI documentation. I can show you over there. Okay, so this is these 3 routes gonna be over here. Same we can just do over there as well. Router equals to API router. So we can just put the prefix equals to do. Okay, /to do, and then I'm gonna be creating like @router dot get /all. I need all to do. Okay, and then def get all to do's. Okay, def and return data like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna be returning like this. So this is gonna be simple route over here. Now what we're gonna do in the init.py, we have to import like from dot user import user route, so router as user router. Okay, and from dot to do import router as to do router. Okay, now all okay user router comma to do router. Okay, so this is our main initialization file. Whenever you are writing any other like extra, like in the JavaScript we do the index.ts or index.jsx, so where we initialize our main component, and after that we write other child components and other logics and all everything inside that. So this is main initialization over here. We can just import all these files over here, and then later on when you go into the main.py and import it, so from source, from dot, I can just type like dot from source dot routes import user router comma to do router, like this, and then later I can just go over here. Okay, so there's an indentation problem, so make sure whenever you're writing the Python code your indentation should be good. If there is any problem in the indentation, so the code gonna be break, it isn't gonna give you the correct response. So there is a problem over here, the server is not running, annotated is not correct, right? So this syntax is not correct. From Python import annotated, so just go over here and then typing like this. Okay, so now it should work over here. And okay, now main.py over here, and now I have to include the router. So app.include router to router user router. Okay, you can pass the prefix over here as well. Like let's suppose prefix, you want to pass extra prefix, so you can just go to slash route slash v1 like this, and then later on your route's gonna be included. App.include router, app.include to do router. Okay, here also you can pass the prefix slash v1 like this. Okay, now our server is running. Just go over here and then localhost 8000 slash doc, so our all the routes are listed over here. So you see register, login, auth me, and to do all. So what I'm doing, I'm just gonna be skipping this from here, like I'm just gonna be reviewing the auth part from here and just putting into the user route. Okay, so just go over here. So I have the two options. One, I can just keep it over here, okay, and one I can just create another route into another file. So I can just keep like this. So let me just create another file like auth.py and just copy all the things from here, control alt, control C, and then control V, and then auth, just keep the auth, remove this part from here. Okay, and these are all the auth routes. Go into users, just keep everything, just remove this part from here. Okay, and then auth, like we can make it user slash me. Okay, now we have to include this. Go over here, init.py comma, same from user. Okay, so user router from dot auth import router as auth router like this. Okay, and then just put the auth. So this is our auth router included. Now just do this auth router, and then same we can just do over here. So this is not the good way to do that. I'm just telling you, you can just include one route. So you can create one init file like over there, like v1. So inside that v1, so we keep the folder structure like that for the routing in the backend side. Like your first path gonna be v1, so into that v1 they're gonna be one main file, initialization file. There's you're gonna be including other routes like the by the features. So first you're gonna be including the v1 route over here. After that you're just gonna get like other route inside that. So it's like a chain, like the parent to child combination. So you're gonna be having v1. After that you can separate it out like auth, to do, and user. So that's how. Okay, so let's keep it that way right now, not digging too much. And this is done. Over here we go, we reload the page. So user me, to do all, auth register, auth login. So you see over here body. Okay, so just execute this one, try it out. So we need authorization token over here. So see authorization required string into the header, this will go. So if I go into the users.py, I need to print this token. So just to print, and let's see what we are getting in authorization over here. So that's how your all the requests gonna be validated. Okay, so you just put it, and then you got the token over here into the terminal. You see over here bearer and the token. Now every time whenever we make the request, we don't need to validate this token over here, because this is where we have to return the user data after the validation. Not we gonna be getting like token all the time over here, including this function when every request get called. Okay, so what we need middlewares. Okay, so how we gonna do that? One way is to just we can create one folder over here like middlewares, and then inside that we're gonna be having all the middleware. So inside that we're gonna be having all the middlewares. And another way to do that, like you can just do @ app.middleware, and then you can just pass http, and over here you can just create the function like def middleware, and then you can just request over here, and then call underscore next. So your call next function gonna be inside this, and then you can just return response over here. So where the response gonna be coming from, so you have to that response equals to call next, okay, and then you need to pass the request inside that. So where the request gonna be coming, the request gonna be coming from here. Okay, this is gonna be your middleware. So here you can just, so whenever you are calling any API, this all the requests gonna be passing through with this middleware. So I can just show you, like, so let me just print over here something. So print request dot get header. So I'm just gonna be printing all the headers over here. Let's try with the Postman. So send it. So message received, the token is going through the header, and then we just see over here that our header is being printed, and also the token is coming. You see this is the token. Okay, so this is our token which is coming in the header. That works. Okay, now let's call another API over here. So just go over here, browser, just close this one to do all. This one we don't need to pass anything into this one. So you see we got the data response body, this one, and when I go over here, oh sorry, not this one, go over here. So you see again the header got printed. So and every time you're calling the API, so you need to pass the token in the API. Token should be coming in the API. Right now we don't have, like, we are not validating it, we're just passing it. All the requests is going into the next request over here, so calling the next function. But when you're going to be validating it, so you're going to be getting the token over here, extract the token from the header, and after that validate it. And when your token is validated like proper, so you're going to be passing the request to the another function, whether it's a user, auth, or to do. Otherwise you're not. So you're going to be just throwing the error like you are not authorized to make this request successful. Okay, so something like that. So this is the one way to having the, like, using the middleware. Another way is to just go over here. If we go to the middlewares, so there's the advanced user guide. So we just go to the middlewares, and over here, so this is the one way you can just include like this middleware. And another way, so if you want to keep it into the file, so advanced user middleware. So there are some middlewares already over here, so you can use these if you want to. So there are some specifications. These are pre-built middleware, so you can use these middlewares. Otherwise there is middleware functions. If you want to create custom middleware, so you have to use this one. Okay, so starlet middleware to http redirect. So these middleware function you can use over here. So we need the base http base middleware, so that you can just get it from here, base http middleware, this one. Okay, so this one you can use, pass it anywhere. Okay, so that's it from this video. In the next video we're going to be working on this main middleware, like the starlet functions and the authentication, the token authentication properly with the JWT and all, and then we're going to be making login and logout. There are some other methods like HTTP authentication and the basic authentication and everything. We're going to be looking in the next video and make our application at the first stage. Okay, so thank you so much guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.